A country is something we've all experienced at least one point in our lifetime. But they are not perfect. Not everyone is satisfied when they go to a country. From crime to the weather to the aesthetic of countries' borders, there is always something that gets on our nerves. And today, I am going to change that. Today, I am fixing countries aesthetically. Now, as we all know, France isn't exactly a country that shies away from conflict. In fact, just recently, France increased its defence budget to protect itself from countries such as Russia, and even some of those in the Middle East. But what if I told you, you could do that with no budget at all? Allow me to explain. By simply grabbing a bunch of Switzerlands and spreading them across the border, we have actually created a buffer zone. By taking advantage of Switzerland's ability to not give a Now that's great, we're protected from the east, but what about the pesky west? More specifically, the Midwest. Except Iowa. No, they're pretty chill actually. I decided the only way this would be possible is by using intimidation tactics. By simply duplicating the peninsula of Brittany, slightly moving it down, and slightly moving Andorra further north, we have actually created a giant prehistoric mammal. Any defence budget spending after this would be simply unnecessary, as an invasion is almost impossible. Except for a Swiss invasion. If that happens, well, you're well and truly fucked. Indonesia is a country of many islands. In fact, over 17,000 of them to be precise. All separated by vast oceans and strong currents. Now, if you ask me, that doesn't seem very walkable. How do we unite this great nation? By putting them together. Okay, granted, it does look like Colonel Sanders, I understand, but if we take away the island of Sulawesi, we get Seth Rogen. Now, Alaska is poorly treated by the United States. Tucked away in the corner of the world, completely forgotten by fellow population, its vibes are off. It's about time we changed that. By cutting off this meaningless Denmark Tribute Act and replacing it with the real Denmark, the vibes increase exponentially. But for Europe, it's the complete opposite. Chaos will break out, nations will crumble, and population will decline as it becomes more and more unstable. How do we fix this? By making sure we get something out of it too. Louisiana. That way, our continent will remain stable as it will have two legs. Britain's last major conflict was in the 1980s over the sovereignty of the Falkland Islands with Argentina. But it doesn't seem like it's over. In fact, there's been rumours of a second invasion, and we can't let that happen. It's our constitutional right to protect those who live on our offshore oil islands. How do we stop this from coming into fruition? We utilise our assets. Diego Atoll, Salomon Atoll, Eagle Atoll, and Bueno Atoll. All circulating our precious Falkland Islands like some intricate maze. I'm telling you now, they will not even attempt to bypass this, and if they did, it could take hours. A real ordeal just for some lousy islands. If you ask me, I think that's problem solved. We all know Northern Ireland, a country north of Ireland. Except it isn't. You see that? You see it? I don't know how it's happened. It doesn't make sense. We've got to fix it. By making Northern Ireland a smidge longer, it actually makes it live up to its name, and also the 9th country to reside in the Arctic Circle, which will give them ocean superiority in the Northern Sea and also many oil deposits, meaning Belfast could look like this. Now in the UK, all the money would probably go to London. Panama is a very important country, uniting two major oceans together, meaning we can trade goods and bads between many continents. But it has its problems. The Panama Canal is so narrow that in certain areas only one boat can fit through at a time. By rotating the nation of Panama sideways, we can fit a much more complex number of boats through. And I'm not talking about a number 7 or 8 or 9, but a number even bigger than that. Even bigger than numbers such as 400 and 252. 5,000 boats, or one mega boat the same size as 5,000 boats. Crazy. More boats means more trading, therefore increasing every single country's GDP per capita, which will do absolutely nothing as we'll all be back on a regular playing field. This is just a waste of time.